I'm meteorologist Carly Gomez tracking the near freezing temperatures we'll be feeling through your Black Friday weekend. Now, the near freezing temps continue into the weekend, but also partially into next week. We are looking at a frost advisory near the bay and extending all the way up through areas of Napa, Santa Rosa until Saturday, 9 a.m. Now, the frost advisory has not been issued for the valley spots, although we have been seeing some of those numbers at or even below freezing point, even as of early Thanksgiving morning. Now, although the advisory hasn't been issued for us, just get ready for some of those cold temperatures to continue. Now, you're taking a look at some of the photos coming in here. This one from Citrus Heights, you can see a lot of that frost on the grass there, as well as in the leaves. We have a lot of autumn leaves everyone's picking up right now, but definitely a lot of frost on the rooftops as well. Now, we can expect to see our lows as we start moving into Black Friday morning, right around those mid to low 30s in Elk Grove at 31 degrees, 33 in Fairfield, 34 Manteca, 35 in Stockton. In those areas where you see those lines, we could even see some areas of patchy morning fog, so get ready for that. We may even see that in Sacramento. Now, it is patchy, and what we saw as of early Thanksgiving morning was a lot of that patchy fog began to lift, at least as we start getting from 8 to 9 a.m., which, of course, it was going to last until 9 a.m., but even areas that are rural are seeing some of that fog lasting a little bit longer. Now, with our weather headlines, as we move past Thanksgiving dinner here, we are going to continue with the areas of frost, and those near freezing morning lows do continue as we start off the work week. We're looking at some sunshine as we start pushing through the weekend. Really, that sunny sky is expected all the way through next week. Mostly clear conditions. A mix of clouds begin to move in, but pretty much move out as quickly as they're coming in. We're seeing a dense fog advisory that has been issued for areas of Merced County all the way down past Bakersfield, just before the Grapevine. Now, you may have remembered this dense fog advisory was also issued for the Sacramento, San Joaquin Valley spots as of Thursday, early morning hours, 1 a.m. till 9 a.m. It has not been reissued for areas north of Merced County. We're going to see it for Turlock, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to get any dense fog at all. As we look ahead in our futurecast visibility within miles, you're seeing some patchy areas that pop up across our maps. Around 6 a.m., you can see we're down to maybe as low as a half mile in Lodi. Manteca, maybe 6 miles. But again, the outskirts and outlying areas around Manteca to Modesto to Turlock, also looking at visibility dropping even as low as a quarter mile. So again, please be safe. Even though you are not in a dense fog advisory region, we're still seeing patchy areas of fog. Most of that should begin lifting as we start getting to 9 a.m. But again, notice areas south of Modesto near Turlock and further south where the dense fog advisory is in place that could last up until lunchtime right around noon. Now, taking a look at our satellite radar, we are getting a lot of that cold air moving in because of this high pressure system. It's really winding up that cold Arctic air from the Gulf of Alaska and dragging it straight in over Northern California, dropping our temperatures for at least the next 3 to 4 days. Now, just south of us, we do see a low pressure circulation. That's actually starting to pull in some cloud coverage. That'll start making its way in, but it's not going to be enough to really blanket us with any kind of warmth. We are going to see higher elevation cloud coverage, no rain associated with it, but it will be in and out of our area as we move toward the weekend, Friday into Saturday. Should make for some good sunrises and sunsets. But let's take a look at some of the rain. As November wraps up, we have no more rain in the forecast. Moving on, the 29th and 30th, the last days of the month here, no forecast rain. But as we start really checking on how we did rain-wise, notice we had 9 days of rain, with one of those days on Friday, the 22nd, with 2 inches of rain in downtown Sacramento. A majority of the spots that saw the most rain were really north of I-80 all the way up, where we saw the massive atmospheric river hitting. For a total of about 4 days, we saw atmospheric rivers, and then it took a break quickly from that Sunday and then moved in from Monday to Tuesday. That's where we saw another push there. Early, as we kicked off the entire month, we saw a little over 1/3 of an inch downtown Sacramento on the 1st of November. That really brought our numbers here to just over 3.88 inches of rainfall, with the average for November only being at about 1.5 inches of rain. So not only did we double that number, we exceeded it. So our surplus moving into December is pretty nice. This isn't necessarily, though, indicative of maybe a better water year, just at least a better start to the water year. Let's talk rain totals across other areas. Sacramento Executive Airport, which is a little further in South Sac area, 3.5 inches of rain, with the normal being only almost 1.5 there. So they also exceeded with a surplus of just over 2 inches of rain. Stockton 1.79, and the further south you got, the atmospheric river kind of missed out on those areas, at least for the biggest portion of the heavy rain. Modesto 1.37 inches. The normal this time of year is just under 1 inch. So most of these spots just got about a ½ inch more of rain than they're used to for the month of November. So just kind of putting everything in perspective for you as we wrap up the month. Our high resolution futurecast again showing a little bit of the clouds in and out of the areas we move from Friday to Saturday. As you saw, that low pressure system just offshore, but again, it's really not enough to bring us any rain and really not enough to really bring us any warmth at that matter. As we move though from Sunday to Monday, we'll see a small increase in temperatures being from the mid 30s to maybe the upper 30s. So that's pretty much the extent of that. As we look into our foothill spots, upper 50s and low 60s expected for the daytime highs. But again, overnight lows, very cold. 31 degrees in Twain Harte, 35 in Angels Camp. And you're looking at areas near Reno, 19 degrees in Truckee, 12 degrees overnight. South Lake Tahoe at 15. Bay Area, we'll be looking at daytime highs a little warmer, in fact, than the valley spots, right around those mid to low 60s. 33 overnight in Fairfield. Valley, we're only seeing about mid to upper 50s expected as we start rolling into our Friday and even into our weekend, mostly seeing those mid to upper 50s. Over the next few days, notice how we continue the trend of cold overnight temperatures, 35 to 37 degrees. And then finally moving through the rest of the week, we will see a slight bump in the overnight low into the low 40s and then eventually mid 40s rolling into that following weekend. But daytime highs continue to be pretty much the same, upper 50s and low 60s.